It's game time on The Score, the place for local winter high school sports. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner. HammondLumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. 201 Service Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Flagship cinemas, consistent pricing, and a premium cinema experience. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas pellet and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire Battery and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Manchester Motors, your Coyote tractor dealer. We dig dirt. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. Computer Improvements in Skowhegan. From sales of computers and accessories to service, we're your go-to computer store. Heights Chevrolet. Our family is here for your family. Connected Credit Union. Building lifelong relationships. Get connected. Stay connected. KVFCU. Invested in you. Skowhegan Savings Bank. Making our communities a better place to live and work. Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201 Skowhegan. KMD Driving School in Oakland. Teaching your kids to drive for over 25 years. Kennebec Eye Care. 216 Main Street, Waterville. Your sight specialist. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket. Second generation family owned in Herman and Pittsfield. With all your grocery and shopping needs. And by SBS Carbon Copy, Main Street, Waterville. Where printing's personal, not puzzling. Now let's go live to Mike Violet and AJ Knight.
So far in this 2024-2025 high school basketball season, it has been a rampage for the Lawrence Bulldog girls. They are undefeated, they are 8-0, and they've only had one game this year that was decided by less than double digits. And this afternoon here on The Score, they take on the 4-5 Brewer Witches. Welcome to Folsom Gym. Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our Score crew. 8-0, Mr. Knight. And I know that you dragged the Score abacus out of the closet, dusted it off, and you have some numbers for us about Lawrence.
Yeah, so 8-0, like you said, one game actually decided by less than 14 is the second closest margin for this Lawrence Bulldogs team. And then at home specifically, their average margin of victory is 41.3 points. So not only do they not lose, they have absolutely obliterated everybody who's come to Folsom Gym.
And the opposition here tonight, the Brewer Witches, are a decent basketball team for Tanner Ross. They're 4-5. They're number 7 in the heel points. And keep in mind, we're only halfway or not even halfway through the season. Yeah. And Tanner Ross told me earlier today that they expect that Lawrence to be on their A game. That is, they're probably the most well-rounded and the best team in the state of Maine. We're grateful to have a crack at them, she said. But she knows that coming here to play in this gym is very difficult to do anytime, any season. Yeah. But when you come here and play this team, which can bury you really soon. We've seen them jump out to a 12-0 lead here last time we were here against Nokomis and pretty much end the game right then and there. And that's what you have to be careful of. Not necessarily the opening run, but runs in general. Lawrence can go on a 15-0 run. Easy.
Well, not just that. So they open up on that 12-0 lead against Nokomis, but then the Warriors fight back into the game. They end up cutting it back down to 10 late in the third quarter. Next thing you know, a few points are scored. Ella Minahan gets teed up, and then Madeline Provost goes a 10-0 run. And a game that was 10 points with, I think, 3 or 4 minutes left in the third ends the third with Lawrence up 25. So, I mean, to your point, they could score that quickly just because, again, you bring back so much talent from last year's region finals team. I will say some of the numbers might be a little bit deceiving on Brewer. They are 4-5, like you said. They started 0-3, so they're 4-2 in their last 6. And I know Mount Blue's a squad that's struggling this year, but they also coming off a game where they dropped 82 points. So they're 4-2 in their last 6. They just scored 82 points. So we know that I think the numbers have been a little bit better as they've gotten more into the season. On top of that, they have one of definitely my favorite players who put on a real special performance. I think it was last year at Meso. But Allie Flagg is capable, of speaking of runs, of getting hot with her range and absolutely cooking a run up by herself.
Yeah, Allie Flagg, all 5 feet 1 inch of her, is one of those players. She's one of the fastest players in the state, and Brewer likes to use that speed. She also has her kid sister, Abby, on the team as well, a behemoth at 5'4" in the Flagg family, and they can get up and down the court. Problem with that is that with Maddie Provost and Ashley Shores and Ella Minahan, I don't think any team is faster getting up and down the court than the Lawrence Bulldogs. So you might be challenging the Lawrence Bulldogs and getting a master class in how to go up and down the court quickly.
Yeah, I think Lawrence is one of the teams specifically more challenging for Allie Flagg specifically because they do have a decent amount of length on the perimeter. The other thing too is if a team wants to get out and run like Brewer does, you have to get rebounds. And one of the things that they are definitely in short supply of is height. And again, talk about Lawrence being well-rounded. They start 2 6-footers. They have a third one on the bench if they need it, and Casey Ross as well. So it's an area that I think Brewer's going to have to really hit the glass hard if they want to get out and try and create transition.
So it's 8-0 Lawrence, 4-5 Brewer. We'll take a quick break, come back with the starting lineups after this on The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our Score crew back here live at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Let's run down the starting lineups. First of all, for the Brewer Witches of Tana Ross, it will be the Flags in the backcourt. Allie Flagg will run the show most of the time. She's 5'1" and a senior and just a dynamic basketball player. Abby Flagg, her sister, a sophomore, 5'4", also back there. Basically, it's 4 guards and 1 big in the middle. The third of the 4 guards, Gabrielle Roberts. She is 5'7" and a senior. Kathleen Bridges is 5'5" and a senior. Then their 1 big is Jillian Ford, 5'11" and a junior. So again, it's the Flags, Allie and Abby, with Roberts, Bridges, and Ford for Tana Ross and the Brewer Witches. For the Lawrence Bulldogs of Greg Chesley, Maddie Provost at the point, 5'7" junior. The off guard is Ashley Shores, 5'8" and a junior. Also back there, Ella Minahan, who can also get up and down the court. She is 5'7" and a senior. Then the bigs, Nadia Morrison, 6 feet and a senior, and Lily Gray, 6 feet and a senior. So it is Provost, Shores, Minahan, Morrison, and Gray. There you go, starting lineups for the Brewer Witches and the Lawrence Bulldogs. Basketball, girls basketball between the number 1 team in Class A North, the undefeated Lawrence Bulldogs, and the Brewer Witches. It's next on The Score.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Hi, this is Mike Perkins from KMD Driving School. I've been instructing your children in driver's ed for years. We're accepting new students for the fall and winter classes. Let the professionals teach your children. Call 465-4835. Sign them up for KMD Driving School. New classes begin every 3 weeks. Call 465-4835, 465-4835, or visit us online at kmddrivingschool.com. The journey begins with us. KMD Driving School.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a bi-weekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and John A. Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus is here for you today and through all points of your life.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Hermon and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Hermon location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
Alrighty, Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our Score crew back here live at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Set to go. The Brewer Witches and the Lawrence Bulldogs ready to play basketball. Brewer obviously in their road black uniforms trimmed in the white with the white witches across their chests and the orange numerals, and the Lawrence Bulldogs in their home whites trimmed in the blue. And on the tip it'll be Lily Gray taking on Jillian Ford. They're both about the same size. Gray might have an inch or so, and we are set to go. For those of you listening on the radio and streaming our audio, Lawrence going left to right and Brewer going right to left. And here we go. Brewer with the tip. It goes immediately to Bridges. Bridges hands it off on, and we get a traveling violation immediately called on Jillian Ford as she got the pass there from Bridges. So Lawrence will get the basketball here, and it'll be Provost putting it into play to Minahan. Minahan right back to Provost, and here we go. Provost guarded by Abby Flagg. Foul line right extended. It's Morrison. Inside to Gray. Lilly right to the basket, lays it in. That was ice cream for Gray and Lawrence. 2-zip. Here comes Flagg. Flagg, one of the fastest players around. Over to Abby. Abby on the weave to Roberts. Roberts in the corner to Allie. Allie circles in. She is not afraid, despite being 5'1", of going into the paint. She will do it all the time. She has the basketball now from Bridges. Trying to drive there. Great defense by Shores, and she threw it away. And that was all Shores playing jailhouse defense. And Lawrence gets the ball back on the turnover. 2-zip Bulldogs. Minahan. Back to Provost. Provost guarded by Abby Flagg. Provost stops on the left. Probably a little too soon. Hands it off to Minahan. Ella goes down low. Nice pass in the paint there to Gray. Gray got the roll. And it's Lily Gray 4 and Brewer nothing. Here comes Flagg. 5'1" senior, Allie Flagg. She'll play college sports somewhere. I don't think there's any doubt about that. There's a long one from the outside by Roberts. No good. Rebound on the putback is Minahan. Quick outlet pass. Or Shores actually to Minahan. Ella missed the shot, but right there for the putback. No good by Morrison. Gray gets it. Gray puts it up. She missed it. And now Ashley Shores, fourth time is a charm. And it necessitates a timeout from Tana Ross. With a minute 33 gone, we talked about how Lawrence gets the jump in all these games that they play, especially at home where they're winning by an average of 40 points. Well, now they go out to a 6-0 run, and that gets the first timeout.
And again, going down to the post, right? We talked about them having that size advantage, able to take advantage of it early. Right there, you see 3 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they're much bigger. I mean, you know, even Ashley Shores is 5'8". Ella Minahan is 5'7". I think Ella plays bigger than 5'7". And really, Brewer, other than Jillian Ford, not a big ball club. All right, so Bridges will inbound it here to Allie Flagg. Allie also a terrific field hockey player. I believe she plays softball as well. Back out front to Ford. Ford drives, shut off. Now to Roberts. Roberts on the sideline to Ford. Lawrence all over him defensively. Trying to go inside Bridges. Can't. The ball stripped, stolen. Here's Provost out of the chute. Provost lays it over. Under, up, no good there. The shot blown by Lily Gray and the rebound to Brewer. High pass. Flag down by Allie Flagg. Flagg trying to go down to Bridges in the pivot. 3 from the left corner, no good by Bridges. Lawrence with the rebound. Provost, the outlet to Gray. To Morrison. Baseline right side, wide open. Shores knocks it down. She is money in the bank from there. 8-0 Lawrence. The Bulldogs doing exactly what we talked about in the pregame show. Here's Flagg on the drive, trying to break the run. Can't. Again, courageous move by Allie. Outlet pass Provost. Provost stops and pops. Misses the shot. Rebound. Volleyballed around, and coming away with it there is Abby Flagg. The outlet here to Ford. Ford drives on Provost. Spins, blocked there by Gray, but a foul is called on Lily Gray. And so Brewer will get free throws and a chance here for Jillian Ford to break the 8-0 run.
A nice drive there by Ford. Maybe got away with a little bit of a forearm shimmy.
So Ford shooting 2, and she missed the first one. Brewer still being shut out.
Not too uncommon appearances we've been here at Folsom Gym.
Second one is good. So at the 2:47 mark, Brewer finally scores. 8-1 Lawrence. So the run's only 8-0 tonight. Here's Provost back outside to Shores. Right side corner. 3-ball by Minahan is off. Rebound Morrison back up. Morrison has it knocked out of bounds. Not a foul, but a clean block there by Jillian Ford, who again is about the same size at 5'11". So Provost will put it into play on the baseline. Provost lobs it out to Gray. Gray avoids. No, she doesn't avoid, having it stolen by Flagg. It rolls over. Here's Roberts. Roberts, and that got tipped, and it goes out of bounds off Lawrence. It'll stay with Brewer, and it'll be Allie Flagg to put it into play on the baseline. Flag looking. Finally popping open there is Roberts. Roberts back up top to Bridges. Bridges on the weave to Ford. Ford trying to back in. Shores playing tenacious defense. The give now to Roberts. Roberts slips in. The move does not pay off. The rebound is cleared by Morrison off the miss. Outlet Provost. Provost tries to go up. It rolls right over. Look what I found. Accidental offense is the best offense. And it's 10-1. Here's Flag on the drive. Look at her, and she missed the shot. That's what she does. Outlet Provost. Provost on the gallop. Provost under, up, and in. That is Maddie Provost's game right there. The defense, she didn't even care. She goes up left-handed, slips it up and in, and it's 12-1. Up top, Ford threatened a three, didn't take it. Now to Roberts. Now it's Bridges. She'll take it. Front rimmed it. Rebound, letting it go out of bounds there is Ella Minahan for Lawrence. And it'll be the Bulldogs basketball. 3:53 gone in the first half. It is 12-1 Lawrence. They win games here at home by more than 40 points.
41.3.
41.3 says the score abacus master. A.J. Knight. Pull up pop there by Morrison. She blows that. Usually that's money in the bank for her, and rebounded on the far side by Abby Flag. Flag over in the corner to Bridges. Bridges, elbow pop, wide open, missed the shot, rebound Provost. Provost on the gallop. Provost splits the defense, goes up, kind of got caught in no man's land there. What's it going to be? A foul.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, I think when you're Maddie Provost, sometimes you get calls like that, AJ.
You got a benefit there. It was a nice defensive play by Bridges. I think that's a jump ball. She faked the pass. Should have gone with his defense collapsed on her. But, sometimes star players get star treatment.
Provost back rims it, no good. Still 12-1. Lawrence with 3:23 left in the first. Second one by Provost on the way. She missed them both. Rebound, though, put back up and in by Nadia Morrison. And the height advantage, never more aware than right there. Jump pass baseline, it goes to Bridges. Back to Flag. Allie Flag holds. Tries to go down low, and the pass intended for Roberts is tipped out of bounds. Lawrence's height advantage again, never more prevalent than Morrison on that putback. 14-1. Flag looking for somebody to pop open. It's Roberts, left side. She drives in, goes in, gets blocked there by Nadia Morrison. It's out of bounds. Off Morrison, who blocked that as easy as you please.
Yeah, nice job. Just shuffle your feet. Be big.
Here's Flag. You're a big, be a big. Here's Bridges. Trying to go in on Morrison. Can't tip. Stolen by Provost. Provost hooks the pass over to Shores. Shores lays it in. You want to run with Lawrence? Okay. Like I said, you'll get a master class. 16-1. It's happening again. Flag spins in, goes up, doesn't get the roll, but she's going to go to the line. And that is how a 5'1" basketball player makes a shot for herself right there. Also, it doesn't hurt to be fearless.
Again, we talk about she's a spark plug, and I put in my keys to the game. One of the things that's going to have to happen if Brewer's going to win tonight is Flag has to be special.
And coming into the game now is Taylor Pellerin. Not Melanie, but Taylor. Melanie is sitting right there and is not going to play tonight. She's going to get a DNP coach's decision, right? Both free throws no good, and that shot no good there. I believe it was Morrison.
Provost took a corner three.
All right, Provost. I was looking down for a second. So Flag whips it over left side Bridges. Bridges a three from the left wing, no good. Rebound tipped outside to Minahan. Minahan finds Provost. Provost loops a pass down low to Gray, spins up off the glass and in. This is a remarkable basketball team. 18-1. They are so fun to watch. Spinning inside Flag, not much there. Roberts a three ball, and it grazes the net and goes out of bounds. Coming in Amaya Lawyerson. She'll come in for Minahan, so Minahan will sit.
Again, Lawrence, you said Brewer coach said, Miss Ross, they're the most complete team. They've got it all.
Shores in the corner for Lawyerson. Lawyerson in trouble, and it goes over to Provost. Provost goes under, up and in. Oh, man, it's like practice. Right now, the Lawrence Bulldogs look like the Harlem Globetrotters, and the Brewer Witches look like the Washington Generals. And I do not mean that as a slight. Here's Flagg. Flagg stops in the land of the Giants there. The ball rolls over to Bridges, and she lost it, but picking it up is Ford. Ford steps back, launches a high arcing three. It is no good. Rebound to the foul line, Lawyerson. Lawyerson out of the shoot. Lawyerson pulls it back, hands it over to Shores. Ashley back up top now. Long one from way out deep by Maddie Provost is no good. That's Peyton Pritchard territory right there.
That's an understatement.
Here's Roberts. Did you see the three he had last night?
Almost
from the center circle. Almost from the logo. And he now has, as the sixth man, has 12 games this year of 20 points or more.
Yeah, I mean, he's locked up the six man. He locked up the six man before we get to 2025.
And the Celtics, when they play like that, they look like the Globetrotters.
Worth noting, Mike, that is Ashley Shore's second foul she just picked up.
It's 20-1. I don't think it's a big deal. And the first free throw is good there by Jillian Ford, 20-2. And that breaks a 12-0 run. So an 8-0 run to start it, then a 12-0 run after a free throw. It's 20-2. One more here for Ford. Dips, shoots, hits. 20-3. 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Maddie Provost. Left side to Peyton Cole in the ball game. In the corner, three by Lurs, and we know she's a gunner. She'll shoot. She's got the guts of a cat burglar. And now she gets it back as it was treated like a hot potato there. Foul line right extended. Cole to Pellerin. Pellerin picked off. Good defensive play. The drive under up and a missed shot there by Allie Flagg. Boy, if you're Brewer, you got to convert that. Flagg did not convert it. Provost on a fast break over to Taylor Pellerin, and the pass went out of bounds, and they say it's out off Lawrence.
Yeah, I thought Ford got a piece of it.
Allie Flagg's coming out for Brewer.
Trainer going over to,
she cut.
You get a shot of Flagg. She got a cut right above her fingernail.
Okay. So that's why she's out. Bridges to Gilmore in the ball game. Olivia Gilmore, 5'6" junior, inside Ford, lost it, trying to take it into the paint. She got up slow. She went down really hard. Back up top now to Gilmore. Gilmore pick from Abby Flagg. Left corner it goes to Bridges. Bridges to the foul line on the dribble. Now to Ford. Ford, high three, no good. That's it. Lawrence doing it again. The score at the end of one. Lawrence 20 and Brewer 3. This is high school basketball on The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
First quarter breakdown presented by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. And we talked at the top of the broadcast about the runs that Lawrence starts games off with. They did it again, an 8-0 run in the first 2:47, stopped by a free throw. Then after that free throw, a 12-0 run. That was ended by another free throw. So 2 runs in the first quarter. That's the first quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan.
Yeah, Brewer held without a field goal in the first quarter. On top of that, Mike, the rebounding advantage we talked about, already 13-6, Lawrence's rebounding advantage.
All right, so the Bulldogs have Minahan, Morrison, and now we've got a delay of some sort. They were checking a spot on the floor.
Yeah, as you say,
is that where Flagg maybe bled?
We get a shot. She must have got caught. She nicked her finger, so they're taping it up. So my guess would be that was probably the case because I think she had to sub out because of it.
So the trainer working on that finger right now. Meantime, first 8 minutes, Lawrence, the script that they've used every time here at home, running out to a big lead and having 2 runs be part of that lead, an 8-0 run, then a 12-0 run. So they start out ahead 8-0. Then after a free throw, go on another rampage of 12-0, have 20 points. And it is 20-3, as AJ just mentioned. No field goals yet for the Brewer Witches. Taking a look at our schedule. On Monday night, we've got high school hockey as the Hampden Academy Broncos take on the Coney Rams. Game time 7:10 from the Ice Vault, the Thomas College Ice Vault in Augusta. Then we go to Skowhegan for the first time this year where, well, the fortunes of the Skowhegan Riverhawks, it hasn't gone that well for both the girls and the boys. It's Lawrence at Skowhegan in a twin bill coming up on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock for the girls, 7:30 for the boys. You'll see live video at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and on YouTube. At Central Maine Sports on YouTube, please go subscribe and click that notifications bell, and check the schedule out anytime at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and on our Score Facebook page.
And probably important to mention, too, is season's underway, always subject to change, so it's always good. Those notification bells really come in handy because obviously you get the update on what the heck's going on.
Yeah, because AJ and I were talking before the game. There is going to be some tweakage of the schedule, so we need to get our friends from Madison in. The Madison boys had a big win over Maranacook the other night. We'll get the Madison boys and girls in, and the Brewer Witches. Carl Parker is here with Jason Pellerin. He was talking to him before the game. They beat Coney by 23. I don't have the final score from earlier
Lawrence,
today.
Right?
They beat
Coney.
Lawrence by 20. What did I say, Coney?
Coney.
Yep, they beat Lawrence, I think, by 23 points. So we'll get them on the schedule as well. Meantime, the doctoring of Allie Flagg continues. And
I wonder, Mike,
she's a little pain there.
Yeah, they taped her finger. I was just showing you some replays from the first quarter. If you see now, if you can zoom in a little closer, they're testing. I wonder if they think
broken.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Is it thumb? I can't say or finger.
No, it's the pointer
index
finger
index
on the
finger.
Yeah, on the left hand.
We old people call that the index finger. Age.
Yeah, no, but they taped it up. But I think they're testing the stability of it because as you can see from those looking, she's going down the hand. Monumental loss if that's the case. If she can't play.
Here's the strange thing to me is if they're holding this game up for that shouldn't be the case. Shouldn't we be playing and they do the medical work on Allie Flagg while the game is being played?
I'm with you. She was already subbed out. Obviously, she had to come out to get taped up regardless because it was an active cut. And so the game being delayed, we're having a discussion between coaches here.
The coaches are talking.
And I can't hear what Coach Ross is saying, but I believe what she just pantomimed basically to Coach Chesley is it's not that she got cut. I think she lost part of her fingertip. I couldn't hear her. It just looked like what she was pantomiming.
Well, and I'm looking at her hands, and she's got pretty long fingernails.
Yeah.
For a basketball player.
Maybe the nail came off.
Maybe
it just took more than just the nail with it.
I don't have long fingernails. I don't think.
Where's a manicure specialist when you need it?
Mrs. Ashley Knight has beautiful fingernails, and I would imagine when they break, they can hurt. Right?
We got her. We can get her opinion on here. Speculation as to what the heck that was. Just some nail cuticle cues you could throw in.
When my nails have broken off, it can take the whole real nail.
Yeah, because it goes back to the cuticle area and ouch. Meantime, what are they doing on the court?
That would be that's got to be.
Right, so
that's got to be our
delay.
answer for our delays. There must be that must have been the blood that cleaned it up.
All right, so we're getting a hazmat crew out to apparently clean up where Allie Flagg bled on the court. So the delay has not been because they've been working on Allie's finger and fingernail. It's because they were waiting to get the proper materials to wipe up the blood. And, of course, as we all know in this day and age, something like that, which used to be just a quick swipe of a paper towel, has taken on what you see in front of us with
disinfectant
and rubber gloves and the whole bit.
The other thing, curious to see her, Mike, because if they give a Flagg an ice pack, we know she's a gritty player.
It's her left hand, too.
Yeah, she's a righty, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to look at the bright side here.
But, I mean, you talk about if she can't go, monumental loss for the Brewer offense. It's already gotten off to a slow start. No field goals in the first quarter.
They've got 3 points after 8 minutes. So Dave Packard now with the mop and glow.
Even when he came in on crutches, and look at him still putting the work in.
Dave's still in a walk-in boot. He was using one of those little scooters last week because he's had surgery to fix that ankle of his. He and I have been comparing notes on being old and broken.
All right, let me ask you this, Mike, because they're tidying up the court here. You ever had one of these? You've been doing this for a minute.
No. I mean, even in the back in the before you got here, way before you got here, the old Bangor Auditorium, which is historic and it's mythical. I mean, at the end. At the auditorium, there were numerous leaks in the roof, and we had stoppages in play during tournament time with the roof. And I can remember buckets being on the floor, joint compound 5-gallon buckets on the floor, a cruise with towels and such. Play kept going on, though, back in those days after they wiped it up. But this is a whole thing. A week after we had a rain delay or a postponement here because of rain, because the roof was leaking here at Folsom Gym. Now we've got full-blown hazmat stuff going on, and we've been delayed now for a good 10 minutes or so waiting for this to get cleaned up. And Dave Packard having a quick word there with Allie Flagg.
And probably just giving her some guff about him having to put some work in, some janitorial work.
And Flagg, as AJ mentioned, with an ice pack on that hand and finger. So she's on the bench, and we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously a major development when your best player is out.
Did not have on – this continues that season of unusual things you and I have seen. Did not have on my bingo card that sometime this season we would have a delay as they're ready to start waiting for the scorekeepers. But we would have a delay because of potentially a lost nail.
Right, a painful lost nail.
Yes.
All right, it's Lawrence's ball after all that, and right out of the break, it's Provost for 3 from the left corner. No good. Rebound, Olivia Gilmore. Gilmore quickly started it up court, slows down, now lobs it left corner to Abby Flagg. Abby back out to Gilmore, foul line left. They want to post up forward, and off the ball, we've got a foul called on Lawrence.
Yeah, they're going to get, I think, Peyton Cole. They call push, but as much as anything, she maybe a little grab there.
So it's a Brewer ball on the baseline. Olivia Gilmore will put it into play. 20-3, Lawrence in the lead. Gilmore looking, gets it in. Bridges 4-2, and it's good from the left wing, and it's 20-5.
First made field goal for the Witches.
That's a rather significant note. Makes it 20-5. Lawyerson back up top to Provost. Provost, left elbow to Minahan. Minahan hands it off to Cole, back to Minahan. Minahan, nice pass in the pivot. The turn, the shot no good by Morrison. It was partially blocked there. And the rebound comes to Allie Flagg. Or check that, not to Flagg. She's on the bench. Bridges knocks down a 2.
2 in a row for Bridges.
There you go. It's 20-7. Allie Flagg now is going down to the locker room. There's a missed shot by Lawrence. Long down court pass. Abby Flagg hands it off to Gilmore. It's 20-7. Gilmore brings it to the top. A pick there from Ford. All the way around it. Runner off the side of the backboard. Rebound scooped up by Lawyerson. Check that, Cole. Ahead to Provost. Provost left corner. Minahan wide open 3, just short. Rebound boxed around. Coming away with it, Morrison. Back out to Provost. Now Minahan for 3. That is no good. Provost with a rebound. Oh, that would have been an all-world play had it gone in. The loose ball scooped up by Gilmore. Here comes Brewer, 20-7. Witches down by 13. Bridges circles, cutting to the basket. Flagg easily picked off by Provost. Look at the speed, and Provost will get a driving layup. She is just an incredible player. Her feel for the game is something I haven't seen maybe ever in girls basketball.
As much as anything.
Oh, nice play by Ford, reversed it in. That's a very athletic basketball move.
I don't think a lot of players can make. Let's say for Provost, her issue a lot of times is she just sees it too quick and needs to slow herself down.
Right, 22-9, and others don't see it. Provost back on the baseline, and there's a situation right there where Lawyerson didn't expect a return pass, and she got it, wasn't ready for it. Lawyerson and Cole out. And back in Ashley Shores and Lily Gray. So the starters back in for Lawrence, and their lead's been shaved down to 13. They put some pressure on Bridges in the backcourt, lobs it over to Flag. This is Abby. Abby, left side Ford. Ford tries to go in. Provost shut her off. Now foul line left. Bridges for three. No. Rebound, weak side, knocked out of bounds. Should be, and it is Brewers basketball. 5:21 to go in the first half. Witches inbound on the baseline. Gilmore will do the deed. Gilmore outside to Reese McKenney, who just came in, for those of you watching on video, number 12. Bridges over to McKenney. McKenney to the elbow, shuffles. Outside to Gilmore. Now Bridges. Now top of the circle, McKenney. McKenney whips it to no one because somebody had cut to the basket and there was nobody there in black.
For Brewer, these are the chances. What we saw against Nokomis, right? Lawrence comes out, punches the other team in the mouth. The other team settles in, currently outscoring them 6-2 thus far in the second quarter. You just dig yourself such a big hole.
Shores. Gray and Morrison play pass. Shores for three. Boy, is she a great shooter. 25-9. Wing three from Ashley Shores. And Allie Flagg is going to come back into the game with that left finger heavily taped. Here's Gray getting a down-court pass and turning and hitting, and it's 27-9. It's up to 18, and a timeout is called here by Tanner Ross. So Flagg has her left index finger heavily taped. I mean, it is really, really heavily taped. So her left hand is going to be insignificant. Can I say that without?
One would think. I'd be curious. I'm pretty sure she's a righty.
Oh, she's a righty, no doubt about it. And obviously putting that offhand on the ball to pass, to shoot, we'll see how she handles it. So Allie Flagg, tougher than nails, she's back in. She all smiles. I love the way she plays. She's just a really fun athlete to watch. Look at her smiling out there.
Yeah, and again, you point out she's an outstanding field hockey player. Let's not forget what the Brewer Witches in field hockey did this year. They knocked off that Skowhegan dynasty.
All right, so here's Flagg, as you can see, whipping a pass with one hand to Ford. Ford tries to go backdoor. It's tipped and stolen, picked up by Morrison. To Minahan, to Shores. Back to Minahan, to Provost. Provost, foul line left. In the corner to Gray. Gray to Morrison, not much there. They work it around. Left corner three by Gray, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Morrison, and that will go to the Brewer Witches.
And again, just saw the same thing that got that shot right there. Just a little triangle pass, down low, top, shoulder, wide open.
Here's Flagg. Again, her left hand. Normally she'd switch her hands on the dribble there. That time she stayed right-handed all the way, out of necessity. Comes around to pick, goes in, throws up a wild runner, goes off the top of the backboard. That should have been blown dead. Instead, Lawrence comes away with it. Provost, they would have gotten it anyway. Provost left side for Shores. Down on the box for Gray. Gray taken away by Ford. Outside, Minahan for three. Way off. It was an air ball. And the rebound right to Bridges. 27-9. Lawrence by 18, but a sluggish second quarter for the most part. Here's Flagg up top to Gilmore. Gilmore drifts over to the left. Ford comes out. Gets it on the handoff, guarded by Shores. Ford beat her on the dribble. Line drive shot, and it is no good, but free throws coming here for Jillian Ford. Today's game presented by Central Maine Community College, more than just a community college, with over 40 academic degrees and certificates, one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now at Central Maine Community College. Ford hits the free throw, 27-10. Coming back in is Gabrielle Roberts, and checking out is McKenney. Second free throw off. Rebound there by Morrison. Quick outlet to Provost. Provost to Shores, corner Minahan. Three is on the way, no. High rebound, and it comes down into the hands of Olivia Gilmore. Gilmore, a stutter step at the top, hands it off to Flagg. Flag. Look at her. She is dribbling with that left hand. She goes off her foot there. I guess it went off Minahan's foot.
Minahan's.
But she is now dribbling with that left hand.
As she out there, you know she's going to try and be as productive as possible.
Flag looking to inbound. Nobody open. Goes way out deep. Smartly over everyone to Gilmore. Gilmore drives, turns, throws it up, doesn't go. Rebound Provost. Provost whips a pass for Shores. Shores to Provost on the cut. Baseline right side, Gray. Wide open, little 10-footer. Missed it. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Gilmore.
Credit Brewer. All of a sudden, that Lawrence juggernaut, the offense really ground to a halt here.
Timeout by Greg Chesley. And it is a full. Nope, it's a 30, so we'll hang right here with you. Let's reset. 2:33 to go in the first half. Lawrence 27 and Brewer 10, but as AJ just mentioned, the Lawrence offensive express has definitely slowed down here in the second quarter. After a 20-point first quarter, they've only scored 7 here. Each team has scored 7 in the second.
And again, the challenge is you want Flag out there because I think no matter what, even with that big old taped up left hand that she has, defense is going to still have to stay somewhat honest because she's got a really deep range. Problem is obviously you lose her, I think, being your primary ball handler for Brewer, being able to initiate offense.
All right, Lawrence ball on the baseline, up 27-10. Provost to put it into play. Maddie loops it back out to Morrison. Morrison to Shores on the cut. Brewer took that away. Shores brings it back to the top in the corner. Provost, wide open three. No. Rebound, great job by Minahan. Tipped it to herself. Goes back on the box to Morrison. Morrison doubled and she traveled as she tried to work on a double team there. She shuffled her feet, goes to Brewer. All right, here's Flag. 27-10. Allie Flag up top. Flag over to Bridges. Bridges guarded by Morrison. Bridges on the right to Olivia Gilmore. Gilmore on the weave to Roberts. Left side, Ford is open for three. From the wing, it is no good. That's really not her game. The rebound on a bounce to Morrison, to Gray. Now Minahan holds. Minahan on the cut to Gray. Gray can't use it. Back to Minahan, not a Provost. Right corner, wide open, Shores. Money! That's a layup for Ashley Shores right now. 30-10. It's back to 20. Flag. Left side baseline. Bridges missed the 15-footer. Rebound boxed over to Ford. Another opportunity here for Brewer. Up top it goes to Bridges. To Gilmore. Down in the pivot to Roberts. Roberts is double teamed. No way you're going to get a shot off there with Nadia Morrison there. And now Ella Minahan steals the ball. Morrison to Provost. Provost jump pass, and Gray wasn't ready for it. She does save it, though. On the elbow to Morrison. Outside Minahan for three. That's no good. Rebound boxed around by the bigs, but they can't come away with it. Here is Gilmore. Gilmore, a stutter step at the top of the circle. 30-10. Final 50 seconds of the first half. Gilmore over to Bridges. Bridges for three. No. Rebound is out off Abby Flag.
Now, credit to the Lawrence bigs. You talked about at the beginning, it's basically one big, 4 guards, so they have to guard out in the perimeter, and they're still challenging these guards as they try to drive.
Here's Provost with 38 seconds. To Gray, to the cut, and Morrison. Morrison turns, hits the front rim, but it rolls in. 32-10. Lawrence by 22. Here's Flag. Flag. Bounce pass, left side. Now down low to Ford. Ford goes up, gets whacked on the arm, and she will go to the line.
It's frustrating as this first half has been for Brewer. I think you could see the pieces that make this team someone we thought coming in could be a challenge. Flag's not injured. You know what she can do with her range, and Ford, as Coach Chesley described to us in our pregame notes, can score inside and out. This is already her 7th and 8th free throw attempt.
Ford missed that one. Peyton Cole coming in for Ashley Shores.
And worth noting that foul was on Shores, and it is her 3rd.
And checking in for Brewer, Abby Flag. Flag comes in for Kathleen Bridges. One more for Ford. Ford missed. The rebound cleared by Gray. Out to Provost. 14 seconds to go. Minahan to Provost. Provost eyes it, tries it, missed it. Rebound right back to her. Kicks it down low, wide open Gray. Gray dribbles around a defender, hits. Great pass by Provost, and that'll end the half. And Lawrence will take a 24-point lead into the locker room at halftime. The score at the break in Fairfield, the Lawrence Bulldogs 34 and the Brewer Witches 10. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on the place for local sports. Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
At Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher.
An HVAC technician.
Pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect.
Physical therapist.
I'm going to be a lawyer.
Or we're a stop along the way.
I'm going to be a doctor.
A machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm going to be a graphic designer.
An athletic trainer.
There is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer? Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades. And Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Manchester Motors is your official Coyote tractor dealer. If you work the land, you just got to be a jack-of-all-trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder, or a farmer, or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else. Find your Coyote tractor at Manchester Motors, 1031 Western Avenue, Manchester.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our score crew back here live. Halftime at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Lawrence Bulldogs on top of the Brewer, which is 34-10. It's time for our second quarter breakdown, brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. After a wicked, slick first quarter where Lawrence scored the first 8, that was interrupted by a free throw. Then they scored the next 12. 2 runs of 8-0 and 12-0. Not so much in the second quarter. The Lawrence offense, the juggernaut, slowed down. They only scored 14 points. They still outscored Brewer 14-7, but the offense certainly did not come as fluidly as it did in the first quarter. So a 34-10 score here at the break in our second quarter breakdown, brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. On to halftime, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. And when Allie Flagg broke whatever she broke, fingernail, both, whatever, we were delayed 10, 15 minutes because they had to do a blood cleanup on the court. That seemed to take the zip out of this game.
Yeah, it's. I think I'm with you. I think Lawrence specifically, because they were absolutely humming. They said 20-3 lead after the first quarter, and then sort of ground to a halt as they got some looks, but then just sort of went out of rhythm. It's not like they didn't generate the type of looks they were looking for. Still performed pretty well on the boards as well as we'll get into the numbers. But yeah, it kind of took them out of their rhythm because they were humming in that first quarter.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they were a machine. 20 points in the first quarter. Again, the runs 8-0, 12-0, and looked great running the fast break. Didn't matter. They were doing all kinds of stuff. And then finally, the Brewer Witches got their first field goal of the game after it was 20-3. They scored their first field goal of the ball game and had a little bit of a run there themselves as they scored 4. I thought it was a 6-0 run. It was just 4 in a row, but for them, that was significant. It slowed down Lawrence enough to kind of slow them down for the rest of the quarter. I something in me expects that to change when we start the second half. I think there's a very good chance, a very good likelihood that Lawrence finds itself again to start in the second half. But with flag now restricted, I think it's safe to say that that's the case. They were up against it anyway, and when you've got a one-handed Allie flag, even though it is her primary hand, it's tough.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you lose is just her being the ball handler, being able to initiate the offense. I think she's still a good shooter. We've only seen her attempt one shot. She drove in. It was really challenged. And I think it just allows Lawrence to key in a little bit more on to Ford, who's really, I think, their really other big dynamic playmaker. And so I think it really limits their offense. I will say for Lawrence, if there's one thing that I think I've seen be, I don't want to say a consistent problem because that's too much of an extreme, but something that has stood out to me in the games that we've had is I think team three-point shooting. I think they get a lot of good looks that they don't convert quite enough on. I think it's part of the reason the offense ground a little bit of hold. And I don't want to single them out because they're actually having pretty good first halves. But the bigs, Mike, they gotta up the percentage of finishing near the basket. We see them, I think, leave too many points at the rim that I think they absolutely convert. That being said, some numbers for you. Lily Gray does lead the scoring. Ashley Shore leads the scoring for Lawrence. She's got 12. Gray's in double figures with 10. All 34 points are scored between Shores, Provost, Morrison, and Gray. On the other side for Brewer, their leading scorer is Jillian Ford, who has one field goal. She, unfortunately, though, is 4 for 8 from the free throw line. The other points belong to Bridges, who hit those 2 jumpers in a row. That's all 10 of their points. 10 turnovers to 5 for Brewer. They had the 10 in the first half. And then 22-6 rebounding advantage, so it stays about where it was after 1. As I think Lawrence missed a lot more shots, so the Witches were able to grab a few more. And then just one other thing, a number that you and I track, especially when you're talking about a team trying to get the, quote, upset win. Brewer goes to the free throw line 10 times to just 2 for Lawrence in the first half. The Witches, they'll only make 4 of them.
Yeah, and again, when you're a club that's up against a team like Lawrence and you know you're going to struggle, one way to at least help yourself out a little bit is to make your free throws. We saw Meso the other night, 5 out of 16?
Yeah.
It just kills a bad ball club. When you go to the line, you better hit your shots.
Well, especially, too, again, 24-point lead, a little bit less of an issue. Ashley Shores did pick up her 3rd foul late there. I don't think it's going to change rotations too much unless she picks up her 4th, but it's one thing to get players in foul trouble potentially. It mitigates the impact of the foul less if you don't make the free throws because then the lead doesn't change, and so you don't have to – Coach Chesley doesn't really have to tweak his rotations too much because the lead's still what it is, so he can get a few more bodies in, maybe wouldn't play in more crunch time minutes. But, again, if you're the team that's not expected to win, you can't leave free ones on the court.
Yeah, you can't leave free ones on the court, and you can't turn the ball over. I mean, again, it's a recipe for disaster for a team that is up against it anyway. If you at least take care of the ball and hit free throws, it gives you some semblance of a chance.
And I will say, too, on top of that, Provost went 0 for 2 in her free throw attempts, the only ones Lawrence attempted, which I think is a rarity. And she has 6 points in the first half. I think played fairly well. It was a really diverse attack and not anything like that, but we saw her miss some shots as you see her getting some three-pointers in as she missed a few I think she normally makes. You know there's a big Provost spurt lurking out there if you're Brewer. So you're down 24, and Provost can go 10-0 run in a blink of an eye. You know that's still lurking out there.
Yeah, you're waiting to have that cringe moment when she does what she does, so only 6 in the first half. So that's a pretty telling stat. They only have 6 from Maddie Provost, yet they lead by 24. The score here at halftime is Lawrence 34, Brewer 10. Quick break, back with the second half. After this on The Score.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
At Haight Chevrolet in Skowhegan, our family is here for your family. And our family has been providing affordable, reliable transportation to families in central and western Maine for 113 years. You don't have that kind of longevity in the car business without building strong, trusting relationships with customers from one generation to the next. Whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, financing, or special incentives, your shopping experience is always stress-free at Height Chevy. Height Chevrolet on Madison Avenue as you turn into Skowhegan. You'll also find the Height family of dealerships in Madison and Farmington.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and the rest of our score crew, Ashley and Alan, here at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Second half ready to go. It'll be the Flags out there with Roberts, Bridges, and Ford. Lawrence with their usual starting five of Provost, Minahan, Shores, Morrison, and Gray. Flag with a basketball. That left index finger still all wrapped up. Playing with one hand. Ford loops a pass back to Flag. Picked up by Minahan ahead of the pack, and right there, laying it up in is Maddie Provost.
Started with her. She got the deflection, forced the turnover, and she finishes it off.
36-10. The lead is 26. Outside, a three from the left wing by Bridges is no good. Rebound goes right to Minahan. Ella over the timeline, almost knocked away from her by Flag. Now to Shores. Shores, high post to Morrison. Morrison, weak pass, and Gray comes away with it. Now foul line left, wide open Ashley Shores, and she's too close. Rebound Gray. Gray turns, hits. 38-10. It's a 28-point lead is what I'm trying to say. Here's Flag. Flag pounds it into the floor. Foul line left to Ford. Ford for three. Just a shade off. Rebound Provost. Provost, a bullet pass. Threads the needle to Gray. Gray over to Minahan. The layup taken away. Now right wing Shores wide open. Missed that one. Deep rebound. Tipped over. But it goes to Allie Flag. Here's Flag on the push. Flag a stutter step. Flag tried to hook that ball so she could pass it, and she lost control of it. So we see right there where being one-handed has come into play and hurt her. And that go out of bounds off Provost's foot. Yes, it did.
Yeah, credit Flag. She forced that. And I think that just as much, a little bit the control thing, Mike, but her wing player, I think she was going to try and bounce it out, and the wing player started to take off, so she was just trying to hold it.
There's Flag up the top. Stack up there with Ford. Still haven't seen Flag take a three even before the injury. On the right, it is Roberts. Now Ford for three. That looked good, but it was too long. And look at Provost. She saw how easy this was going to be. She gets a driving layup and draws a foul from Jillian Ford. Did you see her right at the end kind of slow down just a little bit to give Ford an opportunity to foul her?
Wanted to put that one in. It's a heads-up play. And again, as we just said right before we bounced out of the halftime, brought to you by Hammond Lumber, you knew that was lurking out there, that she could go on a run.
But apparently tonight, Maddie Provost can't hit free throws.
0 for 3.
0 for 3 from the line. Yes, my bad there with our friends at Hammond Lumber Company. There's Flag for three, no good. Serving you from 22 locations, your building project partner, HammondLumber.com, our proud sponsor of halftime during our broadcast and our first and second period intermissions on high school hockey broadcasts, which we have one coming up Monday night. Hampden Academy at Coney at 7:10.
I was going to say, we got a lot of hockey next week. And just to be clear, you did give them their shout-out. I was just giving them another one.
Okay, well, I gave them a hat trick then.
Just making sure there. Ford picks up 2 quickies, by the way. That was her second.
All right, so Lawrence clanking them at the line tonight.
Yeah, they were 0 for 2. Morrison, Provost had the only 2 attempts. They came in the first quarter, but they're 0 for 2 to start this second half.
That one goes in. It took a while, though. 41-10. The lead is 31, largest lead of the game. Brewer has still not scored here in the second. 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. Ford looked at a three, decided to kick it off to Roberts. Roberts blocked there by Nadia Morrison, and it goes out of bounds off Roberts. Just for fun there, Lawrence gets a block on the ball.
Another big one. And again, talked about what an advantage that Lawrence had specifically over this Brewer team with the size. You see it again right there.
Provost, a pick. Blows right by it, stops, whips a pass to Morrison. Morrison, quick shot, no good. Rebound Gray. Gray goes up lefty, a little bit too hard. Rebound Morrison. Morrison gets belted there by Kathleen Bridges. And Morrison, not a shooting situation, or is it? Yeah, it is. Okay.
It looked like she was going up for it.
All right, so she will go to the line. And meanwhile, Tanner Ross Going to bring 3 subs in here after the first free throw. And it rolls in. 42-10. Here they come. Gilmore coming back in. We've got Gabby Chassé coming in. And Reese McKenney. I'm surprised we haven't seen the freshman Madison O'Donnell, that is, who we saw play in the JV game and play well. Second free throw is good. She is a 6-foot freshman.
She played really well. You can tell she's really got some skills. And also, just to give him a mix-up with the height.
Nice pass inside, and the shot by McKenney was blocked. Here's Provost avoiding a defender. Provost whips a pass right side to Gray. Now to Morrison. Morrison outside to Minahan. Minahan foul line left extended. In the pivot for Gray. Gray turns the lefty. That might have been blocked. Rebound, though. Shores back up top to Minahan for 3. Just front rimmed it. Rebound Shores. Shores takes a trip out to 3. To Minahan. The runner by Elam. No good. All kinds of chances. Rebound Morrison. How about another one? They'll go to the well again. Provost. Left side, Shores. Shores, nice looping pass to Gray. Gray missed the shot. And the rebound to Bridges.
It was a great look.
It sure was. Bridges left side to Gilmore, 42-10. Ford curls around, goes all the way, goes up, and although that shot wasn't blocked, Lily Gray altered it significantly. Shores whips it ahead to Minahan. Minahan on the cut to Gray. Gray can't use it. Back to Minahan. Now to Gray. Lily Gray on the cut. Shores got bumped a little bit. Couldn't handle the pass. It's out of bounds. We'll credit Reese McKenney with playing some good defense.
Stuck with her. I think got a piece of it, but more than anything, just a little bit of contact knocked it off.
42-10. We are halfway through the third quarter. 4 minutes to go. Looping pass inside, easily picked off by Gray. Over to Provost. Provost to the foul line, to Morrison, to Minahan. Minahan not having a good night shooting. Rebound Provost. Provost, right side Shores. Inside it goes to Morrison. Morrison turns. Got it. 44-10. The lead is 34. Here is Bridges. Right side, Chassé, a 3-ball. We have a foul before that, though, as Gilmore got knocked down.
Minahan ran right through the screen.
All right, you got Lawyerson, Cole, and Taylor Pellerin all coming in. You got Minahan, you got Morrison, you got Shores all checking out. Inbounds pass to Bridges. Kathleen Bridges circles to the top. Now goes back to the right. Right in her face was Lawyerson. Now to Gilmore. Tricky dribble. Works to the top of the circle. Goes in. Throws it up. No good. Nice move. She made the shot. Couldn't hit it, though. Here's Provost. Provost stop. Launches. No. That was a dart from Maddie Provost.
That was a line drive.
Rebound. Ford. Going to get Flag coming back into the game. Who put that in? I was looking down at the scores table. I didn't see.
Believe it was number 12.
All right,
McKinney.
so that's Reese McKenney.
I'll double check with the mid-state machine.
All right, 46-10. Provost goes inside and hits a shot with a significant degree of difficulty.
That is an understatement.
46-10. Outside is Ford. Ford spins in, goes under, up, can't get the shot to go. Rebound Gray. Gray outlets to Provost. Provost drifts over. We got a foul.
They have foul in the backcourt.
Right.
Yeah, it was McKinney on that last basket.
Okay. All right, so Flag and her finger back in. Gritty, gutty performance by Allie. Really no surprise. She's the ultimate gamer.
Yeah, we don't call her a fire starter for nothing.
All right, wide post to Gray. Gray under the basket right there. Peyton Cole catches, turns, hits.
Again, good recognition. Knew you had your defender sealed off. Keep him sealed off and go to the glass.
48-10. Flag spins in. The runner, good. You really have to root for Allie Flag. 48-12. Nice move playing with one hand. That's what she does at 5'1".
She's one of the better players in the conference.
Absolutely. Top of the circle, Gray. On the cut, Provost, turnaround pop. Line drive, no good. Rebound. Lawyerson, nice little dump-off pass there to Gray. But again, we talked about the bigs missing shots tonight. We got a held ball. It'll stay with Lawrence.
That was a nice dump. I think Cole found Gray, Gray couldn't finish it. Lawyerson, big offensive board. Then she gets tied up as you stay with Lawrence. But what do you do when, the guards rebound this viciously?
Yeah. All right, pass Lawyerson into Cole, back to Lawyerson. Lawyerson drives, knocked out of bounds by Brewer. Flag knocked it out of bounds.
Tell you what, speaking of spark plugs, Lawyerson's got that dog in her too. Yeah. And again, I think if I remember correctly, she kind of gutted out last year with a knee brace most of the season.
Sophomore, that's tipped and stolen there. Good defensive play by McKinney. Here's McKinney slowing it down. Reese McKinney, 5'6" junior, laid it down low. Unable to handle it there was Emma Jamison. Jamison to check that to Gilmore. Gilmore backs it out on the wing. Now on the top, being chased by Provost. 1:25 left in the third quarter. It's 48-14 Lawrence. Ford. A little shake and bake on Gray. Runner no good, but I believe Jillian Ford's going to get shots.
And again, that's what I said. Talk about it. A lot of teams are not going to have their best performance against Lawson, but between what Ford has been able to do and what we know that Allie Flagg can do, you can see the pieces here. That's a team that all of a sudden has been 4-2 in their last 6.
Ford misses.
That's not going to do it, though.
We got J.C. Elkins coming in. Maddie Provost is coming out. And, of course, we know the motors on the Elkins girls.
Speaking of having that dog in them.
Second one is also good. It is 48-15. Up top, it goes to Pellerin. Taylor takes it right down the left side. Has it stripped, stolen. McKinney playing good defense. Here's McKinney. After the mass of players got out of the way to Gilmore. Gilmore circles inside, ducks her head. Nice shot, but she couldn't finish it off. The rebound picked off there by Gray. Lead pass, under, up and in, the layup for Peyton Cole. 50-15. 45 seconds left. Here's Flagg goes in. Runner, yes. One hand, no problem for Allie Flagg.
Using that glass.
50-17. That square is there for a reason. Here's Cole. Down on the box to Gray. Gray back to Cole. 28 seconds left. Up top to Elkins. Elkins picked off by Flagg. Flagg drives, goes up, lays it in.
What'd you say, Mike? One hand, no problem?
I'm telling you, you just can't root for Allie Flagg enough. I just love the way she plays and handles herself, whether it's on the court, the field hockey field, whatever. She is a dog.
And again, I was lucky enough to call the game. I want to state again, Brewer ended, was it 22-year streak of Skowhegan field hockey playing for state championships.
Yep.
And Flagg was, I believe, our player of the game from that one. She had a heck of a game.
Flagg drives. Look at this. Missed the shot, though. Rebound cleared by Gray. That's the quarter. So at the end of 3, Lawrence sitting pretty. The score, the Bulldogs 15, the Brewer let's start again. The score at the end of 3, Lawrence sitting pretty. The score, the Bulldogs 50. And Brewer 19. This is high school basketball on the score.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Third quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan Central. Good Lord. 201, I've never done this before. 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. 16-9 edge for the Bulldogs in that third quarter. They went into the quarter with a 24-point lead. They bumped it up now to 31 with a 16-9 advantage. A little more fluidity, if you will.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying?
Not a whole heck of a lot, but a little bit better. And so our third quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. It is Lawrence's ball out of the break. Morrison back in, hit the side of the backboard with the shot. The rebound taken by Gilmore. Olivia Gilmore, stutter step. Elkins out on her. Gilmore bounces it off right side. Jamison curls in, goes up. Morrison blocked her. And a ball out of bounds. And it is out.
Oh, they called foul.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised. I thought that was a clean block. But at the line here, Emma Jamison, a 5'6" junior.
They got Pellerin, so one of the guards must have reached in.
All right, so it was not Morrison. Free throw is good.
By the way,
50-20.
I was just going to say those 2 buckets that Cole had in the third quarter are the only buckets that have been scored not by Gray, Morrison, Shores, or Provost.
Wow. 50-21. Interesting. Minahan in the corner to Elkins. Elkins back to Minahan. Give and go. Didn't work. The pass was there, but Minahan did not handle. And the loose ball scooped up. It goes to Ford. Ford with an opening. Ford goes in. Too hard. Rebound tipped by Pellerin. And it goes right to Nadia Morrison. Morrison to Minahan on the cut to Elkins. Elkins throws it in off the glass. 52-21. Flag to Jamison on the cut, looking to get it to McKenney. It's tipped out of bounds by Taylor Pellerin. Kathleen Bridges coming back in for Brewers. 7:07 to go in the fourth. And Jillian Ford comes out. And Amaya Lawyerson coming back in for the Lawrence Bulldogs. And Pellerin will come out.
By the way, the rebounding advantage. Now, wait, hold on.
In it goes McKenney for 3. Nope. Rebound Minahan. What you got?
Rebounding advantage was 39-21 Lawrence after 3.
Shores squares up. 3 ball, no. Got her own rebound. Look what I found. Came right back to her. Right side Minahan. She'll try it. Yeah, finally Ella puts one down from the right corner.
No, that had to feel good. She had a couple of really good looks through the first 3 quarters. Just couldn't get to drop.
55-21. The one-handed Flag. Right side over to Bridges. Bridges back to Flag. Flag dribbling with that left hand. Cuts in. Baseline left side. Open. Jamison missed the shot. Rebound punted out of bounds by Elkins.
Had the defender right there on their back and just caught it with her foot.
6:27 to go in the fourth. The issue hasn't been in doubt for a long time. Pass into Bridges. Back to Gilmore. Gilmore backs in Elkins. Turns. Misses the shot. Rebound weak side. No on the putback. Rebound now to Morrison. Morrison tied up. Got it to Shores. All alone is Minahan. Minahan gave it to Elkins for the layup. Ella Minahan being as polite as she could be there. Turning down a freebie and gave it to Elkins.
Super unselfish play.
57-21. Right side 3 by McKenney is no good. Lawrence with a rebound. Shores whips it up to Minahan. Back to Shores. Shores directs traffic over to Elkins. Elkins to the cutter. That's Minahan. Minahan throws it in. And Lawrence wants a timeout because they want to bring subs in.
How about that? Minahan, that little extra pass. Elkins finds her there on the cut right there on the nice little floater.
So Greg Chesley is going to empty the bench here with his team up by 38, and they're closing in on their average margin of victory here at home, which is 41.3. 41.3.
And I will say you get there because they've had two 60-point big wins and I think 2 20-point big wins. That's how you get to 40. But, yeah, they're cruising on the way of hitting their average.
All right, in the ball game now for Lawrence, Kiera Day. We have Casey Ross, the 6-foot junior, in for the Bulldogs, and Natalie Pelletier in as well, as Greg Chesley has thrown them all out there. Everybody's going to play tonight. Here's Flag. Flag. Stutter step, drives, not much there. Goes to the foul line to Gilmore. They whip it back out front to Emma Jamison. Jamison goes through, a little slip move, and it's no good, but she'll go to the line.
Tell you what, one hand or not, already been impressed with Flag. She was cocked and loaded for that to come back out to her on the shoulder. She was ready to get that one up.
All right, at the line here, Emma Jamison. Rattles in and out. One more for Jamison. Second one is good. 59-22. Lawyerson. Top of the circle now to Day. Day almost taken away by Flag. Now it is taken away. And Flagg gets it on the lead pass, and she lays it in. 59-24. That's a steal by Gilmore. It's out of bounds, and it's off Lawrence. So Brewer will get it here. It went out either off Elkins or Lawyerson.
I think Lawyerson dove in there at the end. Heads-up play.
Gilmore looking for somebody to get open. Way out deep it goes to Jamison. Right side to Flagg. Flagg, ooh, look at that. Behind the back with a bad hand. Back outside to Jamison. 3-ball from the wing, no. Rebound, boxed around, comes over, no. Day, I thought she was going to get it. Now going up is Roberts, and Roberts is blocked and fouled in the process.
Going to be honest, I wanted Jamison to hit that 3 just to complete that nice little play.
Well, at this point, I think we have the liberty to do that. At the line here, Gabrielle Roberts, a 5'7" senior. Hits. 59-25. Roberts with one more. Good free throw shooter. Very good form. 59-26.
That didn't hit rim.
Day into Lawyerson. Lawyerson over the timeline, down the sideline, stops, steps, fires, misses. Rebound comes to Roberts, or check that to Gilmore. Olivia Gilmore. Right side on the cut to Bridges. Bridges fills it from about 10 feet on the wing. 59-28. The lead is 31. Casey Elkins stolen by Flagg. The battle of smalls here. Flagg turns, throws it up, missed the shot. Rebound, Lawrence comes away with it. Great job to duck in there by Pelletier, but she stepped on the baseline. Peyton Cole, Taylor Pellerin coming back in. Pelletier coming out, and Day coming out. It'll be a Brewer ball on the baseline, 4:07 to go. Gilmore. In the corner, Jamison. Roberts. Outside, Bridges for 3. Front rimmed it, rebound boxed around on the floor. Gilmore tied up, held ball, stays with Brewer. Olivia Gilmore on the baseline to put it into play, 59-28. The Flagg for 3. No good. Too much on it. Rebound to Cole. Cole up to Pellerin. Pellerin runs the pass down to Lawyerson. Lawyerson to Elkins. Zips. Not a good pass.
I think it was tipped, actually, before it got to Elkins. And a good defensive recovery because that drop back pass to Lawyerson, that was going up. But somebody got in there and just disrupted her shot.
There's Flagg. Stutter step. Goes on Lawyerson. Lays it up. Shortened it. And the rebound, and we've got a whistle and a foul here.
And Lawyerson got the rebound, I think, jumping in. Was it Bridges, I think, trying to tie it up, and I think they called the reach. Yep.
All right, Pellerin to inbound. Some pressure here by Brewer. Pellerin to Cole. Cole to the cut. That is Elkins. J.C. Elkins to Cole. Threw it away. I think she was trying to go to Elkins, who wasn't looking.
Yeah, Elkins, I think, was trying to get out of her way, and she wanted to just go up and over.
Gilmore all the way, under up, and hard off the glass and in. 59-30. So Lawrence, unless they go on a run, is not going to hit their usual 41.3-point margin of victory at home. That's out of bounds. And Lawrence subbing guards every minute or so here. Elkins will come out now. So you got Day and Pelletier back in there. Lob into Ross. Right corner, Lawyerson. She loves that shot, makes that shot.
Told you don't need to give her space or an excuse. She'll get one up.
She can shoot it. Lawyerson, a sophomore. Here's Flagg. Flagg, a jump step, throws it up. It's good, but it won't count. She walked.
I think it took her about a quarter to get kind of used to that hand. That's still a heck of a shot.
Sure is. Lawyerson, jump step, nothing there. Pellerin Pellerin angles outside to Day. Day launches. No. 3 pops down, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to stick with Lawrence. 2:34 left. It'll be Lawyerson. It's blocked, and it comes right back to Lawyerson off the hands of Roberts, who caught it out of bounds.
Instinct there. I think you get out of the way, you get to throw it back in. Again, there's not a lot of room on either of these baselines.
All right, Elkins comes back in for Lawyerson here. 2.5 to go. Here's Flag. Flag to Jamison on the weave. Now to Gilmore. Gilmore from Bridges. Back to Bridges. Now to Flag. Not bashful. It's off the front rim. Rebound Elkins.
Got to be honest, thought that was going down.
Elkins. It looked good from here.
Thought it was going in.
Here's Pelletier. Picked off by Flag. Flag all the way. She's done that a lot tonight. She blows the layup. And she is, shall we say, PO'd at herself. She's had a hard night. You really feel for her.
Especially just how early the injury comes.
I mean, as you said, she seems to have, figured it out, what she can and can't do with it. 3 ball left corner by Jamison, no good. The putback is also no good. Ripped out of there by Bridges. Not a Flag. Flag fires, no. Rebound, Gilmore. Gilmore, right baseline to Bridges. Bridges fills it from about 10.
Tell you what, Bridges got a nice little jump shot. She's got 4 buckets. Every one of them's a jumper. We get a turnover here from Lawrence again.
All right, Cole coming back in for Pellerin. Gilmore to put it into play. Way out deep to Jamison. Back over foul line right to Bridges. To Gilmore, nothing there. Not a Jamison. Jamison for 3, no. A little bit long. Rebound, Roberts. And Pelletier. And the foul, I think, is going on Pelletier.
Pelletier didn't quite get the box out. She had the one that hit the deck. Insult to injury right there, but got a grab as she got kind of spun on.
1:23 to go. Lawrence in control, up by 30. The shot up and in by Roberts.
It's Flag again.
Oh, was it Flag?
Yeah, she flashed real quick into that post.
62-34. Day avoids a steal from Flag, doesn't avoid it from Gilmore. Now Ross from behind knocked it away, but Cole can't get control of it.
I hope for Brewer and for all basketball fans anywhere who are going to see the Brewer Witches girls team that this is not a long-term finger injury for Flag. It would seriously hamper one of the more fun players to watch in Central Maine.
Yeah, I mean, she's still fun even with that. But
that's true.
Inside, Gilmore throws it up, doesn't go, but she is going to go to the line. Good pass from Bridges to set her up. At the line here is Olivia Gilmore, 5'6" junior. Nope. She'll go again. Second one is good. 62-35. 50 seconds to go. J.C. Elkins, right side for Cole. Cole takes a trip under the basket. It is a foul on Brewer.
A little bit of a Bennett break there as Cole, I think, ran out of real estate.
Bulldogs ball under the basket. Pelletier lobbed it in. Nice job to handle it by Cole. Cole had it taken away, however. We've got a held ball. Nope. They didn't call it. It rolls out of bounds off Brewer after the power struggle. And it will be Pelletier in the corner with 32.6 to go. Lob in for Ross. Can't handle it. Tough pass to complete. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore, right side Flag. I wanted to shoot it.
You and me both.
Flag working on Day with that left hand. Tricky dribble, drives all the way, and Allie Flag finished it off. Little razzle-dazzle from 10 there. 62-37. Elkins will just play keep away, and that's it. Final score in this one, the Lawrence Bulldogs 62 and the Brewer Witches 37. Our postgame show and our flagship Cinemas Score player of the game coming up on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying within your budget? A home heating loan from Connected Credit Union is the perfect solution. We've got you covered with an affordable way to keep warm this winter. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing a heating and cooling system or replacing your windows. Making your home more energy efficient isn't just an investment in your home, it's an investment in your lifestyle. Contact our loan team for more details or apply online at connectedcreditunion.org. Get connected, stay connected. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Membership eligibility required.
Discover the printing experience you've been searching for at SBS Carbon Copy on 54 Main Street in Waterville. Tired of getting lost in big box stores? Whether you need unique business cards or large format printing up to 44 inches wide, customized invitations that scream you, we've got it all. Our team is here to print, copy, or scan with a smile. Fast, affordable, and with a touch of personality. Don't settle for ordinary. Dash over to mainprintingservices.com where printing's personal, not puzzling.
My dad's a real hero. Not like a superhero or anything. More like a regular dad kind of hero. 'Cause every weekend, even when the weather's bad and it's super snowy, he always gets us there safe.
They don't know how you do it. All they know is that you care.
See Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201, Skowhegan.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here live at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Post-game, and the Lawrence Bulldogs with an easy win here tonight as they put it in cruise control early on. And they win by just 25. We'll get to that in a second. 62-37, the final score. It's time now for our fourth quarter breakdown. It's brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. As I mentioned, cruise control came early, and Lawrence, Greg Chesley, a liberal use of his bench. Everybody played. He was shuttling players in and out of the lineup the entire fourth quarter. None of the starters played at all. Matty Provost sat, that is, on the bench. They weren't needed. Brewer outscored Lawrence 18-12 in that fourth quarter to take what was most of the game a 35 or 30-point lead, cut it down to 25, where it ends 62-37. Again, 18-12, the edge for Brewer in the fourth quarter. And our fourth quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. This was one of those games, AJ, that they didn't need Matty Provost to go wild and score 10 or 12 straight points. Ashley Shores had a hot spot or two in this game, as we see some of the highlights with some three-pointers. But the people who normally are the high scorers for Lawrence were not necessary tonight because everybody got it done.
Yeah, I think you saw a little bit of a kind of a spread-out game plan. Just looking at the points, we talked about in the pregame how Lawrence obviously had a big-time size advantage against this Brewer team, and it showed. I think they tried to go to Gray and Morrison early in the game, and you see it with the points. I mean, took till late in the third quarter for anybody not named Matty Provost, Ashley Short, and Ashley Shores, Nadia Morrison, and Lily Gray to score. And Provost, Shores, and Gray all finished with 12 each. Morrison, 11. So, I mean, it was just they went to the bigs early. Provost and Shores, of course, had their moments, but a very kind of diverse scoring performance tonight from their big four.
Yeah, and we have anointed Nadia Morrison our score player of the game. Nadia gets the CMCC swag bag with a score T-shirt, the coveted score player of the game keychain, and a ticket to go to the movies to Flagship Cinemas on Kennedy Memorial Drive in Waterville. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing and a premium cinema experience. This was one of those games where we could have thrown a dart on the board at 3 or 4 different names, as again, we watched that highlight there of Matty Provost going in for a driving left-handed layup. But Morrison, with those 11 points, her usual disruptive way on the defensive end, hands up, doing a great job of not only blocking shots, but altering shots, making people make different decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, on top of that, I had Morrison down for 3 blocks. I don't have her total rebounds. I can tell you, though, as a team, Lawrence finished 48 boards to just 29 for Brewer, and obviously Morrison was a big part of that as well. And they just, credit to Lawrence. We talk about how they're very well-rounded, which they are, but on top of that, credit to Coach Chesley for it would be very easy to just say, okay, Shores and Provost, you do your thing, the rest of us figure out. No, they knew they had a weakness that they could exploit against Brewer, which is Brewer's just not a very big team. They have 2 very good bigs, and they said, let's go to the bigs first, and we'll play inside out from there, and it worked. And that's with us, I think, rightfully so. Again, I think that you could still say that the Morrison and Gray, I think, left some meat on the bone as we've seen that be one of the things I think they still can improve on in this revenge season for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Gray and Morrison, of course, the primary bigs for the Lawrence Bulldogs, along with Casey Ross, who's their backup, who doesn't get that much playing time. Obviously, it's Gray and Morrison most of the time. Struggled at times with their spots right there, 10 feet in from the basket, where normally they are outstanding shooters. I mean, premium scorers from that point in time, and such a great, great compliment to the outside game of this team with Ashley Shores, Matty Provost, and also Ella Minahan, who had a tough night shooting from outside, finally hit a 3 in the second half to kind of salvage things and make herself, I think, feel better about the shot. But this was a classic night of how Lawrence showed that they can win in other ways.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's one of the things we talk about when you only have one senior on last year's squad. You bring back, everybody gets a chance to improve, and you get that balance. We knew they had they had 2 good bigs. Shores' game has definitely improved, and she's become a much bigger, consistent scoring threat. And in a night where Minahan struggles with her stroke, you can still be just fine because your big four is good enough. And we talk about, I thought one of the areas I was interested in seeing was how does their bench improve after bringing everybody back. I think Lawyerson could be a good shooter off the bench.
Oh, yes.
Elkins, I think, is gradually, as we've watched the season, just seemingly moved up further and further into the rotation. We know what her sister brought just in terms of defensive intensity. And one of the other things, too, and I said it during the broadcast, How do you beat this team when they've got 2 6-footers and their guards rebound as viciously as they did tonight?
Nadia Morrison, our Flagship Cinemas player of the game. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing and a premium cinema experience. We're back with you Monday night. High school hockey, Hamden Academy will be at Coney at the Thomas College Ice Vault. Face-off 7:10. Live coverage right here, centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com. YouTube at Central Maine Sports. All brought to you by CMCC, by Central Maine Motors Auto Group, and by Hammond Lumber. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. From Fairfield, for Ashley Knight, for Alan, AJ Knight, Mike Violet saying so long. From Folsom Gym, final score tonight in this one. Lawrence Bulldogs cruise the Bulldogs 62 and the Brewer Witches 37.
You've been listening to a high school sports presentation on The Score, brought to you by these great local sponsors: Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Hammond Lumber Company, Mid-State Machine, 201 Service Skowhegan, Flagship Cinemas, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service in Vassalboro, Assistance Plus, Manchester Motors, Casella Waste, Computer Improvements, Height Chevrolet, Connected Credit Union, KVFCU, Skowhegan Savings Bank, Skowhegan Tire Center, KMD Driving School, Kennebec Eye Care, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, and by SBS Carbon Copy. Keep posted on what's coming up. Live video and audio of girls and boys high school hockey and basketball. All available at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. The place for local sports is Sports Radio 1160, The Score.